happened again.
I sigh.
This game. God.
It's twice in 2 weeks now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me load in and I'll invite you.
Yeah.
Might as well kick us off while you're at it.
No, I'll wait until we get into the session. It's only logical.
Yeah, I mean, that's debatable, but okay. Why are you... What? No.
Well, we go from the very tight street circuit of Baku to a hybrid street circuit known as the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Welcome along to the Tier 4 Championship for round 5, and we've arrived for the Canadian Grand Prix. Now, Canada, you got 14 corners that make up this track, and some very famous corners, such as the one, the only, Wall of Champions, which is the final couple of corners, and some other corners that have been proven to be a bit tricky, and we'll see how these drivers will be able to mitigate it through here in qualifying. Now, let's go over through last week. We had a lot of safety cars, to put it simply, and it saw Caesar in the AlphaTauri take the win by just 4.5 tenths over the McLaren of James B, which, by the way, he isn't here. And Titan rounded off the podium places. Your host here is Miniko, and alongside me is Redeemer. Now, it's Canada. It's provided some great action. What do you expect out of this? Do you expect some more action, or what's up?
Okay, I expect a lot of chaos, a lot of destruction, and a lot of guys just pushing to the absolute limit, which is what you need to do at this circuit. Especially on the part where Frizy is at the moment.
Yeah, he's currently going through the back straight and now going in through one of the many chicanes of this track, and he negotiates it quite nicely. But let's go over to the Drivers' Championship, and it's Frizy's teammate, James B, that leads the championship, but by only 2 points ahead of the Alpine of Titan. And since James B isn't here, all Titan has to do is finish at least 9th or higher to take the lead. Then, it's one underdog in 3rd, only 7 points back from James B. So the top 3, very, very close. And let's not discredit Caesar, who won last week with 47 points. He lines up 4th, and 5th goes to Wrath with 42 points, who only has 1 podium, but he's showing that consistency can very much be the key. Then you've got Mixer in 6th, Hungry Caveman in 7th, Bald Guy 8th, the Coach in 9th, and Sprightly, who got his first points this season, and he already jumps up into the top 10, and it was quite the spectacle, needless to say. Going over so far, the man to set the pace as of right now is Titan in the Alpine with a 109.7. A very, very good lap time indeed, which is 8 tenths ahead of the Haas of Blois. But we'll see who else can go up to that lap time. We've got 16 drivers here tonight, which is a bit low considering Tier 4 standards, but it's not the lowest that we've had. Well, now it's 17 now.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be
there
right back.
There we go.
I gotta go to handle something.
Well, it's a good thing I'm the main commentator then. But if we go over to poll statistics after the first 4 rounds of the championship, so far, every single race, we have had a unique pole sitter. Titan, 1 underdog, Caesar, and Mixer all have a pole position to their name. And we have also had 4 unique winners in respect to that, with Titan grabbing a win at Imola, one underdog winning the season opener, Caesar winning last week in Baku, and Tior and Mixer winning in Portimao. Can we get a fifth different pole sitter and a fifth different race winner? Can we keep the what's the word I'm looking for? The continuation of unique winners and pole sitters. We'll just have to find out in quite a few minutes' time, but as of right now, we're still going through qualifying, and so far, only 7 people have set a lap time, as the time being, and the unknown is the only one that has set a lap on the medium compound of tire with a 1:12.7, a couple tenths adrift from Wavy. We'll see how that goes down in the latter stages of this qualifying. Carmen's about to come across the line. He sets a 1:11.6, though I think it might have been invalid. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look at that in just a little bit. So instead, it's going to be the Ferrari of Bald Guy, who DNF'd last week. So he's going to want to bounce back from that DNF and see where he can put that Ferrari here in Canada, negotiating the final chicane very, very smoothly. And where does he put it up? Into P6. So very decent lap time from the Ferrari. I believe that was Arabian Killer Act across the line. Yes, it is. He goes up into P5. Not a bit of a ways away from his teammate as it stands, but it's only 6 minutes of qualifying. We still got 12 minutes left to go. Let's see, who's the next person to cross the line? I believe that was Caesar, who jumped up to P3. Or no, was it? I'm not sure. I think it might have been someone starting a lap. So instead, we're going to go over to one underdog who's flying through the fast chicane, blasting by the wall of champions. Doesn't hit it, though, and he lifts off, but he still goes up to second place. What? So that lap was good enough to start second despite lifting on the back straight, or the main straight. Very interesting there. Carbon moves up to P6 in the Williams. So a very decent lap time from Carbon. We'll have to see if that will stay the same. But there's still plenty of drivers left to set a time. Yellow flag in Sector 1. I believe that is for Ball getting out of the way of other drivers. Indeed, it is, as an Alfa Romeo and an Aston Martin going by. And by the looks of it, he has not impeded them, which is good to see. Let's go over to Slow and Steady, who actually... Oh, never mind. He is invalidated, so he's not got a lap time. Oh, and he spins round. Hits the wall. And that is going to be... I don't think that's damage, actually, but spinning off the exit at turn 7, well, now it's probably damage because he just hit the wall there. But luckily, he'll be able to come back to the pits as the Ferrari's about to come by. Ooh. I'm not sure if Ball Guy was on a lap there, but that was very, very close between the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari, but luckily no contact made. Going over, who's the next person to start to finish a timed lap? Unknown at the moment. Is it Wrath in the Red Bull? No, it is not. Butters has now joined the session, so we now will have 18 people in this qualifying session. Let's go over to Corny Table in the Red Bull, as he's on a flying lap for the time being, and he has kept it valid through Sector 1 and near the end of Sector 2, but he's got his teammate to negotiate through, who actually goes off the track in order to get out of the way, which is pretty smart, to be fair. And now Corny Table, Sector 2 split, 42.8. It's not a purple Sector 2, but it still might be a pretty good lap time from the Red Bull. But the question is, where will his lap time put him when he comes across the line after he goes through the wall of champions, blasting down the main overtaking opportunity in turn 13 and 14, or you can set yourself up out of the exit of here. Oh, getting close to the wall is the Red Bull, but he doesn't hit the wall, and he blasts down the main straight. Where does he go? Only P11 for the Red Bull of Corny Table, and he will no doubt want to improve on that position. So my thing is glitching out a little bit, but it looks like everything is all good. So the next person to finish their lap time, I believe, is going to be Mixer in the Aston Martin. Yes, it is, as he's now going to go through the final chicane to the wall of champions. Doesn't hit it. He actually doesn't get that much close to the wall of champions. Where does he go? Put that Aston Martin? He puts it on the front row, only a couple hundredths adrift from Titan. So very good lap time from the Aston Martin. Speaking of Aston Martin, I forgot to go through this before. But Aston Martin still leading the Constructors' Championship with 91 points to their name, 31 points ahead of McLaren. Obviously, McLaren with James B having all those points, so Frizy is looking to try and do the best for McLaren here tonight. Then, just only 2 points back as the Alpine team, which is obviously also being carried up by Titan, who has all those 58 points in respect. And then it is AlphaTauri in 4th with 57. That's Ferrari in 5th, moving up a position from last week and ahead of Williams. That's Red Bull in 7th, 18 points to their name, jumping up 2 spots from last week. Then it's Mercedes 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and Haas in 10th. But one thing's for sure is that every team has got points, but so far, not everyone has points, but that can all change. You never know. It can happen within a blink of a second. Quite a few people now starting up a lap time. I believe it is the 2 Alpines and the Williams. Yes, it is. I think Bois improved on his lap time. I completely missed that as I was going through the team's championship. Bois went up to 3rd, so that's a very good lap time from the Haas. We'll see if he can improve in the latter stages of this qualifying. But as of right now, P3, a very good lap time for him. QuickTime has invalidated, unfortunately, so he'll not be able to finish on his lap time. He might go into the pits later on. Let's go over to the Alpine of Titan. What is he doing? Currently sitting on pole position by only a couple hundredths. But where can he improve?
You could oh. I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, I hear that.
Sprightly.
Purple Sector 2 for Titan. So he's flying on this lap.
See if he can maintain it through the final and tricky chicane. See what he can do. Obviously, keep it nice and clean through the chicane. Nice and easy. Don't get close to the wall. The champions keeps it valid. Quickest line to the line. Run to the line, excuse me. He does go fastest by at least a 1/10 and a half. Carbon has crashed and quality of
he's
champions.
crashed. Yes, he has. So Wall of Champions claiming its first victim, and this time it is Carbon in the Williams. He's sitting P10, and he won't be able to improve on that. But Titan improving on his pole position lap. He's now around just over 2/10 ahead of Mixer in the Aston Martin. But that could all change as there's still 6 minutes left of qualifying to go.
See what Butters can do through the final chicane. Keeps it nice and clean. Rides the curbs very nicely. He has the DRS activated. He's going to jump from 14th to 6th with a 110.6 to the 101. Wow.
Yeah, a pretty solid lap time from Haas. He's still a couple places adrift from his teammate, who's currently lining up on the 2nd row, but we'll see if he can get close to him. He'll just have to wait in the end of this qualifying. Next person to cross the line, I believe. I think everybody's now preparing their laps, so I think it might be slow and steady in the Alfa Romeo. Yes, it is. He's got purple sector 1, but he spins off at turn 6. Oof. He's in the wall, but it looks like he has managed to keep it going, which is good. He might have a little bit of damage, though.
Yeah. His whole right side wing is completely gone, so that's tough to see from him. Other than that, I believe the next person is Corny Table to finish. Going through Sector 2, he's 4/10 up, almost 5/10 up. Through the hairpin, down the final straight into the final chicane. He's going to hit the DRS and see what he does through here. Hugs the left-hand side of the circuit.
Trying to position himself nicely for the final chicane. Has he got it nicely? Ooh, yeah, he has. He had to go down an extra gear. Usually you take that in 4th, but he's gone down to 3rd, and that must have cost him a lot of time. It did, as he only improved by a 10th, where he was 4/10 up before.
I bet he's
kicking not what he would have wanted
right now for that lap.
I wouldn't blame him, to be fair. That can be a bit of a hard place to really nail. Not only just in terms of getting the line right, but also not invalidating as a result of it, which, by the looks of it, he didn't, but he definitely misjudged his braking, to put it simply.
Mixer's 3/10 up on his lap time right now. Just want to throw that out there.
So he could be on for a possible provisional pole lap, but what about Arabian Killer? No, he goes into the pit, so instead we are going to go over to a Mixer who's blasting down the main straight as of right now. All he has to do is nail this final chicane. Does he nail it good enough? He does! That was a very nice final chicane from the Aston Martin. Where does he put that car? With a 109.5, and that's just under a tenth ahead of Titan.
Bald guy improves.
He's going for that second pole position.
Yeah, Bald guy improves from P7 to P6, just ahead of Butters. Wavy, I believe, is the next one to come across the line. He's going to take it nice and slow through the wall, or the final chicane, excuse me. So he's out of deployment. He's going to jump up to 12th.
Only improves by the 10th, does the AlphaTauri, but he does improve up on his position, but it's only P12 as it stands. There's still just under 3 minutes left of qualifying to go. If he could rush to the pits, he might be able to get another lap, and it's going to be a bit tight. We'll have to see. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. That's for the coach. Might have been getting out of the way of other drivers. Looks like he's done so, and, well, he'll blast down and maybe go into the pits to bolt on a set of softs and go for the fastest qualifying, well, the fastest lap of this qualifying. Actually, no, he goes through the final chicane, so instead he's going to start another lap on the medium compound tire.
I think he was on
to watch out what he can do.
Actually, no, he wasn't.
Possibly a double outlap.
A double push lap must be.
It's not
Whoa,
it's
a little squirrely on the exit at 2. See what it does do 3 and 4 here. Keeps it nice and valid. Whoa, getting a little really squirrely. Oh!
Oh. Bit of a wide line there from the Mercedes, and I'm not sure if that is going to be a good enough lap time to beat the unknown. He has to set a 112.7 if he wants to beat his teammate in qualifying. Speaking of which, his teammate retired from the session. He retired in the pits. Now the coach going through one of the 3 chicanes, I believe. No, 4.
Yeah, 4.
4 chicanes around here. That's insane. But anyways, going through the Sector 2 split, it's a 43.7 through the Sector 2 split. I don't think that's going to be good enough, but we'll see what we can do. Down the main straight and going to the final chicane. And by the way, what he's going through right now is a little bit of a corner. That's technically turn 12. Don't ask me why they've done that, but
little
we
left-handed
move.
kink in the front straight isn't a turn.
Yeah, I don't know why either. The coach comes across the line. He does beat his teammate, but it's a 112.2. Lines up P14. By the way, Mixer retired in the pits. So he thinks that lap may be safe enough, but Titan is on an outlap right now. Wrath is also retired in the pits as well. Butters jumps up to P6, so solid lap time from the Haas once again. But what about Bois? Is he on a lap? Yes, he is, but he invalidates at the final chicane. And that is going to ruin his chances of qualifying, as he's not going to be able to get another lap in.
James B just came online, so let's see if he can get in time, which I don't think he'll be able to.
Yeah, it's going to be really tight.
Yeah.
It is going to be super tight, as qualifying is very much coming to an end. And Sprightly is going to be one of the first few to come across the line to finish a flying lap.
Wow.
But it's only P15 for the Ferrari. It's not good enough, as he's only going to be P15.
I just was on board with Titan coming through the final chicane, and he went through it in 5th with no issues. Talk about commitment.
Commitment indeed, as he's starting his final flying lap. Let's see if he can beat Mixer. Pole time he has to beat is a 1 minute 9.507. He has to find around a 10th, and right now he's already 800ths up.
Oh, James B's in.
So far, James B has made it, but I don't think he's going to be able to be in his car respectively. We'll have to find out later on, as qualifying is now finished.
To the lobby
Butters
now.
is coming across the line. Doesn't improve.
If James can load into the lobby now and pick his car, I think he'll be good. Otherwise, I think he's SOL.
It's going to be tight. Frizy lost his front wing somewhere, and he dived into the pits. Unsurprisingly, Frizy is retired. Oh, there's a Raven Killer Hack in the wall. He's out. Final chicane. Wall of Champions.
James B's in. James B is in.
Wow. Skin of his teeth. And by the way, that was a Ferrari that just went by. I think that was a Sprightly. It was a Sprightly, and he goes up to P12 as Titan is actually coming across the line as of right now.
Wow.
And he does go on pole position. A 1 minute 9.317, and that's going to put him just under 2/10 clear of Mixer. Titan grabs his second pole position of the season. and that doesn't look like anybody else is going to beat it, so that is it. Titan on pole once again.
No, I always come here expecting a lot of good showing from Tier 4. And just like last season, they don't disappoint.
That's one thing that Tier 4 doesn't do. They do not disappoint.
Well, so I was watching some of the races back from last season, and the 2 races that I really enjoy watching back, you can call me biased for watching these races back. But it's Spa, Zandvoort, and Japan. Also,
2 of those 3 I know why you watch back.
Underdog 4th on the mediums, bruh!
A very, very good lap time from one underdog on the mediums. I think he did that last week, actually. He did that around Baku, and I think... Yeah, he lined up P4 there as well. So he has a thing for being on the alternate strategy in P4, but it's Titan on pole position for the second time this season. Mixer on the front row. Bois, a very good qualifying from the Haas. He lines up on the second row alongside one underdog. Then it's Caesar in 5th ahead of Wrath. Then it's the second Haas of Butters in 7th. Bald Guy, Frizy, Arabian Killer rounding out the top 10. And, well, who knows who will come up from further back.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of eyes on a lot of drivers this race, especially from the backfield. Hey, Minico's online. Neat. I love Xbox.
Oh, really? Am I? I didn't know.
Be at the party with me. Ooh, kind of cloudy.
Cloudy, but still, still dry. And we'll see if rain could possibly play a factor, or if just a matter of tire and track temperature will play a factor, as that could really change strategies. Well, you'd hope. You'd hope it would, but you never know sometimes. Let's go over to the race director. The top 10 have to start on the tire that they qualified on. Obviously, the only person on the mediums is one underdog in the Aston Martin. This is pretty much proving why they are leading the Constructors' Championship. Then it's 11th, down to 19. We almost had 14, and we're already almost at a full grid. So, props to Xbox for fixing it fixing the issues just in time, because we would not have this. This race might not have even happened, but it's gonna happen nonetheless. Yeah. Anyways, Corny Table is looking like he's gonna start on the hards. The unknown, Janesby, slow and steady on the mediums. That can change, but that's what's saying for me at the moment.
Yeah, just looking at the race director, there's 3 teams, excuse me, in the top 10 as Carbon goes on the mediums. So my eyes as of right now to watch, the 3 teams are going to be Haas, Aston Martin, and potentially Alpine in the top 10 for teams. And then you got Energizer in the AlphaTauri, Wrath in the Red Bull, Bald Guy in the Ferrari, and Frizy in the McLaren.
Yeah, don't count anyone out from this qualifying, needless to say. But needless to say, from 2nd all the way down to 9th, they're in an Alpine sandwich with Titan on pole, and Arabian Killerak in 10th, and Bois in a little bit of an Aston Martin sandwich between Mixer and one underdog. But I don't really see the biggest sandwich, I guess you could say, out of all this is Alpine, because they are 1st and 10th. Would have been crazier if it was 1st and 19th, but, you know, Arabian Killer
didn't we have that already
top
once
10.
this season?
I think we did. I believe that was back in...
I think it was Portimao, wasn't it?
It was Portimao. I'm just checking it. Titan went on pole, and his teammate Flanders wasn't able to set a time, and he started 20th. That was actually the second time we had a full grid, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was. We don't have a full grid here tonight, unfortunately, but we still have 19 drivers, so, I mean, fair enough. I'm not complaining about it, but, actually, you know what? Surprisingly enough, just looking at this, the lowest they've had is 19. They had 19 in Imola, they had 19 last week, and they have 19 this week. It's either 19 or 20. Continuing the trend of last season, needless to say, and, well, I absolutely love it. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Going over to tires, it looks like everyone, aside from Corny Table, to Coach, slow and steady, all starting on the medium compounded tire with Corny Table on hards, the coach on softs, and Slow and Steady also on the soft compounded tire. Not sure what happened to the unknown, though.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye on the two Alfa Romeo guys, Slow and Steady and Quick Tongue. Starting on the back, can't leave James B out. 100% calling James B driver of the day today. I mean...
We'll have to see.
Man is 17th. He was lucky to join quali when he did with like 5 seconds to go. And he's in this race in 17th position. I'm going to give him props.
Yeah, made it just in time, and, well, those 5 minutes were enough to make the 5 red lights. Porpoising already taking effect, but the 5 red lights are on for the Canadian Grand Prix. 35 laps of racing. It's lights out, and away we go, and let's see who gets the better start compared to the front two. It looks like it's going to be Titan in the Alpine area. Cuts across the Aston Martin and keeps the lead into turn 1. There's already a bit of contact. That's Butters around already at turn 1. And that has caused a bit of commotion. Yes, Carbon as well, but Titan leads from Mixer, then Bois, Caesar, and then Wrath, Frizy, Bald Guy, Raymond Kilrack. Yeah, there's a lot of drivers falling out further back, and then, well, that's what you kind of expect at the start of the race. But so far, looks like everyone's somewhat keeping it clean for the time being. We'll have to see if Sprightly, Carbon, and Butters have damage. We'll have to see. Butters is actually looking for a move down the inside into turn 8. Sure, turn 8. Cuts the chicane a little bit, but he gets ahead already. And he's back up into P60, but not the start he would have wanted, but it's the start the Titan would have wanted. He's kept the lead. It's not the start the one underdog would have wanted, you're right, but look at Mixer. He is closing onto the back of Titan. Is he going to be close enough to make a move? Not quite. He might be just a little bit too far back as we go through the Wall of Champions, the final chicane, and we'll have to see who's able to negotiate it. Oh, Mixer hitting the wall a tiny bit. Looks like everyone keeping it clean just a little bit as Titan leads the first lap from Mixer, from Bois, from Caesar, and Wrath. That's your top 5. Meanwhile, for the back, Quick Tongue, James B, and Corny Table. His Quick Tongue trying to dive down the inside, doesn't make the move. Now he has to defend from James B. There's a bit of contact there. Look at one underdog. And there's makes contact with the Alfa Romeo. And that's wing damage for Quick Tongue. Oh, that's not what he would have wanted. It looked like he DNF'd for a second, if I'm being honest. But luckily, he hasn't lost his front wing.
I'm gonna clip that so that way you guys. I'm blown. My mind's blown. I don't know. I don't have words.
We'll have to see. We'll just have to see later on. So far, the closest battle is one underdog, and Corny Table is one underdog. Not having the start he would have wanted, but he has the pace. We know he has the pace. Can he possibly look for a move into the hairpin? Not quite. He's not able to make the move, but he's trying to get the exit. But Corny Table parking it a little bit. He's able to stay ahead. The Butters is actually now in the mix, and he's actually going wheel to wheel now with Corny down the main straight. And it looks like Butters is going to get ahead. Yes, he does. What about one underdog? Does he get ahead of the Red Bull? Not quite. The Red Bull Corny Table actually trying to dive it back in the inside, and that's another one of the champions. He's out.
Oh, and there's another one. Oh,
virtual safety car.
Wall as well.
Doesn't look like he's lost his front wing, but that is the first of most likely many safety cars in this race. But one thing's for sure is that the top 3 staying stationary. Titan ahead of Mixer, ahead of Bois. Let's look over to the position changes. So far, the biggest gainer in this race is the coach and the unknown. Both Mercedes moving up 5 positions in respect. Then the one who's lost the most positions is one underdog. He's all the way down to P12 from starting in P4. The Aston Martin not having a good start to this race, but we'll see if he can climb him up in the latter stages.
Yeah, it's a long race. That's the thing with these races. I said it in Tier 2 with catch less with the first time penalty of the race.
Just want to give you a heads up. Your mic is kind of going a little crazy, like it's cutting in and out. Just thought I'd let you know about that. It looks like the virtual safety car might be ending later on. Fry's into the pits actually, so is Bald Guy. Interesting. So they're possibly using this to advantage. Well, virtual safety car is now ended. I wish they'd give us a warning. I seriously wish that, but race has now resumed, and Titan has kept the spot ahead of Mixer, but there's only 4 tenths between them, so DRS has been enabled on this lap due to the virtual safety car not being able to have DRS, because what's the point if you can't overtake? But Mixer is going to have the DRS, so is Boss, so is Caesar. So the top 4 a little bit in a DRS train right now, and right now, Mixer just not able to make the move just yet, but he's still hanging on to the back of that Alpine. Both of them already have a win this season as, well, Titan trying to take back the lead of the championship and Mixer trying to make up for the DNF last week. The Unknown gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, but Mixer, he might be a little bit close to the Alpine. He could possibly go for a move as he has the DRS, he has the slipstream, but looks like he's not going to be close enough as they get to the final chicane, and it's not going to be the case, but could he possibly set up the overtake out of the exit? Bois gets a 3-second time penalty through the wall of champions, and Mixer unable to make the move. There was a yellow flag in Sector 2, and I believe that might be 4. That is an Alfa Romeo.
Slow and steady, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like so. Meanwhile, the coach at Wavy going at it.
Into turn 1 of Butters, he does not.
Wavy trying to dive it back on the inside, but he just doesn't have the space and the room to do so. And the coach now moves up into P7 in this race. Butter gets a second time penalty, and the coach is out. Crashed at the exit, and that is going to be a safety car. That was quite a weird one. He lost it at the exit of turn 5, which is an easy flat corner, so we'll have to look at that, but that was
I wasn't watching,
heavy.
I was watching something else. I don't even know what I was doing.
Not the first time.
Oh, shut up.
You can't say I'm wrong.
I mean, you're right, but...
exactly, I don't want to hear it.
But now here's
the question
thing,
is, what do people do? Well, Titan's gone into the pits.
Boxing is
Same
boss,
with
Caesar's boxing, Wrath is boxing, Arabian, he's boxing.
He's in.
Wavy stays out, Unknown's going in, Underdog stays out, Butters goes in, James B stays out.
Well, it makes sense for Wavy to stay out as he's on the medium compound of tire. So it's not surprising that he'd stay out. Same with one Underdog. He's also on the mediums. James B staying out, interestingly. Is he on the soft? No, he's on the medium compound. Never mind. And that has actually helped him quite a bit. He's moved up 12 positions now. He's up into P5s. Same with Wavies. He now takes the lead of this race as everyone now lines up behind the safety car. Let's look over at what the drivers have chosen for tire. And, well, I'm just seeing a sea of yellow as it's all medium compound of tire. Except for the Unknown, actually. He's gone on to a set of softs. And Quick Tongue. What tire does he go on? Medium. That is a set of mediums. So everyone except the Unknown have gone on to the medium compound of tire. Actually saying that he's got nothing for what happened to the coach.
Wait, who said that? Who said what?
Kind of the same way. Exia said that in the in the chat.
Hi, Exia. I mean, I have flashbacks still from Austria. I believe, I can't remember. I think it was season 4. He and I raced together in Tier 2. And unfortunately, it's not on the BRL YouTube. But I got a great run out of turn 1 at Austria. And it was a little 3-car train. I went to go past Exia, and I'm side by side, and he's just like slowly defending the position. I'm like, uh-oh, it's not going to end well.
Did it?
No. I ended up staying behind him, and then I think I crashed. I think I crashed in my second stint. I was like, well, I cry. Carbon.
Oh.
Bro. Oh.
Hello?
Oh.
Oh.
I have... Ouch.
Crashed on the exit of turn 9. Not sure what's happened to the Williams, but that's now the 3rd DNF in this race. Sacrificial Lamb saying in the chat that if the safety car does screw up the alternate strat, it does. And that will put pressure on the likes of James B, One Underdog, and Wavy as they all stayed out.
Well, also
so we'll have to see how they pan out.
Does help with these guys. Obviously, they know that, like, Underdog and Wavy, that Mixer and Titan behind are on fresh mediums, right? So they could just say to themselves, hey, they're on fresh tires, let them go by. Maybe we can try to stick with them in the DRS, you know, within the 1 second, and have them bring them with us, and, you know, have them tow us around.
That could
what
work,
happened?
theoretically. Oh,
I think it might have been a timing glitch thing. The F1 does, or it
not sure what's
says...
going on.
I'm wondering if he just
I
had
remember James B being in 5th.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it was just that timing glitch where it says, excuse me, pass whoever, which they still haven't patched. Also, have you watched any of FP1 or 2 today?
I watched FP2, and all I have to say is that I'm in pain.
I'm just surprised.
For those that don't know, I'm a Science fan. Can this guy stop crashing, please? Please. Like, I'm begging at this point. It's making me mad because I know he's good. Yeah, he crashed in FP2.
I didn't watch. I watched FP1, and I saw he had a spin at turn 7, but I didn't watch any of FP2. But I did.
FP2. He had a going through the slow section at the end of Sector 2. He had a bit of oversteer turning into the left before the chicane. And it just completely unsettled him, and he went straight into the wall.
I don't know how I feel about this circuit. Like, it looks like it's going to be a fun circuit, but the end of Sector 2, where you got that long right-hander followed by the left, and then you got the little uphill chicane that reminds me of Russia. I just...
I don't know. I kind of like it.
Oh my goodness gracious, dude. Don't give me a heart attack.
He almost hit the back of the McLaren.
He sniffed James B's diffuser. Like, put his whole wing underneath James' diffuser, just like, how you doing?
Well, I mean, to be fair, he might be smiling because of the McLaren double diffuser. Let's not forget they had that at the start of this of 2021, so it might be what Bois is looking at, but you never know. Safety car is in this lap, by the way, so now it is Wavy's discretion as to when they will go. Does he go at the exit of the final chicane, or does he go a little bit earlier? We will just have to see, but of course he has to wait for the safety car to go into the pits.
Also, the biggest thing, too, does Underdog pull the team game?
That is true. That depends
if
gone. He can hold. He has gone, and that looks like it hasn't really caught out. On Underdog, and they passed the safety car line, so the race is technically resumed. Makes it get the 3-second time penalty through cutting the final chicane, but they cross the line. Race is resumed, and it's Wavy ahead of one Underdog, then it's Titan rounding out the top 3. Everyone just looking single file for the time being, a little bit spread out. Wavy getting a little bit squirrely, though, off of the exit, a couple of corners. Meanwhile, Mixer has made a move on Titan down the inside, and it looks like he's gotten the move done into turn 4, but they're still going wheel to wheel. He hit the wall and made contact with the wall, but looks like he is ahead. He is. So now Mixer provisionally leads the Grand Prix from Titan. It's a bit of a bold move, but he made it work.
That almost reminded me of Seb Vettel, Lewis Hamilton 2019.
Yeah,
Whoa, Wavy gets way loose out of 9. Coming into the hairpin. Let's see.
Meanwhile, look at the 2 Aston Martins and maybe the Alpine. Titan goes down the inside at the hairpin and is going to try and get on one Underdog as well. They're 3 wide on the exit, but it looks like Titan is only going to get ahead of Mixer, but they're still going wheel to wheel as Titan is getting the slipstream, but could one Underdog possibly help Mixer? We'll have to see as it's moving over. It looks like Mixer could possibly dive down the inside into turn 13. They're so close, but it looks like Mixer is going to stay behind and one Underdog is going to hold on to P2. That was super tight, but the Aston Martins are still going at it, and Mixer could possibly go for the lead. He is going to try and go for the lead round the outside at turn 2. Can Wavy hold it off? Then a little bit of contact. Wavy gets a little bit squirrely, and that is going to allow Mixer to possibly get ahead unless Wavy dives it back. He thinks about it. He's not close enough. Mixer takes the lead. Oh, and Arabian Killer Rack is round to right. Meanwhile, Titan is looking for a move on one underdog as they're going wheel once again.
Oh,
he is
contact.
not finished. He wants to get close. And look at the McLaren of James B getting close as he actually hits the wall. Titan and one underdog going wheel to wheel. It looks like Titan is going to get ahead. He is ahead,
Well,
and he
Caesar
is
gets
now up
past
into P3.
Blah. Wrath was looking for a move as well. This Titan gets
Meanwhile,
up into
Titan has gone for a
P2.
move on Wavy. Before the hairpin, Wavy diving it back though. Contact between the two as he barges his way past. It doesn't work out. Wavy nearly hitting the wall, and that's gonna allow one underdog to get past. And Titan is now up into P2. It's all kicking off here in the middle part, near the top as Wrath and Bois now going at it. And Wavy could possibly have a little bit of a look on one underdog as well, as Wavy's actually into the pits. Wavy's into the pits. He might have gotten front wing damage.
Yeah, I will check to see.
Meanwhile,
That is
Butters.
front wing damage
no,
for
never mind.
Wavy. I'll do another set
It
of
is front
mediums.
wings. That is certainly not going to help him, but one
I
thing
see
that
the
has certainly
sunshine.
helped, the sun is starting to come out.
Yeah.
And, oh, something's happened to Bois. Something's happened to Bois.
Oh, no.
He's falling back. Front wing damage for the Haas as he goes off the track and into the wall. No.
I don't think his
Could that
pedals
possibly
are
be
working.
a wheel disconnection? Oh, no. And that has caused a safety car. The second safety car of this race.
Well, I
That
can
is
say,
not
like,
what the Haas started.
I feel his pain. I honestly, quick time, okay. But yeah, I feel his pain. You know, starting, I think he started P3, right?
He did.
And then having a really good race, and then just wheel disconnection issues. Reason I can
Well, he's
say
saying in the
that,
chat that his wheel couldn't turn right. So we'll have to look into that, but that is not what Bois wanted. He hit his best ever qualifying, and, well,
James
that has
is
turned
in,
into
Wrath
absolute
is
disaster.
who else is
Wrath
in?
is in, he's on
Butters
to
is
set
in,
of
Unknown
mediums.
is in.
Sauce for the McLaren. James B on the soft compounded tire now, as he's now going to be relegated down to P10. So this is going to be an interesting story now. James B is the only one on the soft compounded tire. Can he possibly climb up? Hope for another safety car. Those softs, they will not make it. They will. There's just no way that they'll be able to make it. But we'll see if he could possibly do something out of it. But now everyone lining up behind the Aston Martin safety car, and it's an Aston Martin that is leading the race from Titan. And then he's actually in an Aston Martin sandwich. His Titan, as one underdog, is in third, staying out on the medium compounded tire, interestingly. So he's possibly playing long, possibly going for a one-stop, which may pay off. We'll have to see as this race goes on, but we're now waiting for everyone to line up behind the safety car. And I presume it should be in next lap. Wavy saying that there was no grip on the medium compound of tire, which obviously would explain why he hit the wall and had to dive into the pits. The tires were gone, and so was part of his wing. But he is now down in P14, still in this race, so we'll see what he can do. And, well, let's see what anybody else can do. Let's go over to the position changes once again. And so far, the biggest mover is actually Quick Tongue in the Alfa Romeo. He's moved up 12 positions. He does have a time penalty, however, we'll have to see if that will hurt him near the end of this Grand Prix. Let's actually look over at time penalty. So far, everyone that has a penalty has a 3-second, that being Mixer, Quick Tongue, Raymond Killerak, Butters, and the Unknown. Only 5 drivers. That's actually pretty impressive. I'm going to assume that you're dead. Or something. Yeah. You're here now, so I mean, there you go. Took you long enough.
No,
But yeah, safety car, by the looks of it, should be in.
Yeah, I was looking at my phone, and the coach, I don't know if you're watching the stream, but I hate you, for calling me out like that. He pings me in Tier 4, in the Tier 4 chat, right? And he says, at LDR Redeemer will show you how to die in the final in the wall like a champion.
Let that not be a curse for Tier 3, which by the way, Tier 3, they are about to go racing here in Canada in just over an hour's time, so be sure to tune into that as Punju and Carbon will be commentating that. And should be a very entertaining Canadian Grand Prix, but we're still here for Tier 4, and Mixer leading leading at the front, and it's his discretion as to when they will go. Safety car is in this lap, so it is Mixer's choice. I believe he has led a safety car before, so he knows what to do. It's just a matter of when and how he will catch out the Alpine of Titan, as it looks like he has gone, and indeed he has. And as soon as they cross the line, the race is resumed, and it already is resumed. And it looks like everyone actually surprisingly kind of spread apart.
That was questionable.
Oh.
Frizy gave Caesar a little. What's happened? Yeah, Frizy gave
wait,
Caesar
hold on.
a
Caesar's
little
round.
No. Let me finish. Frizy gave Caesar a little love tap going into turn 1, and he got sent off into space. And he had to take the runoff.
Could possibly be a stewards report later on. It doesn't look like Frizy has any damage, though, so he managed to get out of the way of that. But meanwhile, there's a battle for P5 starting to heat up as Quick Tongue trying to look for a move, but not quite. James B, though, diving down the inside on Sprightly, leaves him the room. I wish I could get good camera angles. James B is ahead. Look at Wrath, though. He's round the outside at the hairpin. Can he get it done? It is super, super tight, and make sure he doesn't hit the wall. He isn't able to make the move just yet. Meanwhile, Slow and Steady made a move on a Raymond Killerack as he's now up into P10 in this race, as Butters is now actually going for it.
Yeah,
Butters now actually getting the slipstream from Slow and Steady. Yeah, the Unknown also close on to the back of these guys, but Butters moving himself up into P11. Mixer grabs the fastest lap of this race. That could possibly leave him vulnerable to Raymond Killerack, who is on the back. Look at these 5 drivers. They're not separated by much at all. Wavy diving down the inside on the Unknown into turn 1. Gets a little bit of snap oversteer, though. So that grip clearly not helping him. But he makes the move. There is contact, and the Unknown is now under pressure from Caesar behind. Which Caesar trying to salvage something out of this race as going through turn 4. And they are getting super close to that wall, needless to say. One thing's for sure, though, is that James B is actually climbing up the order. He's up into P7 on those soft compound of tire. Let's not forget about that. He is on the softs, and he clearly has the superior grip over pretty much everyone ahead of him. It's just a matter of how he utilizes it. Wavy gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Meanwhile, Raymond Killerack and Butters going at it, and it looks like that move has gone in the way of Raymond Killerack, is now Wavy going around the outside of the hairpin, and he gets the... Actually, wait a minute. Butters doesn't have a front wing. Something has happened to the Haas.
Uh-oh.
Let's look at that later on. Meanwhile, further up ahead, Wrath has gotten ahead of Sprightly. That's the battle for P8, and that's swung in the way of the
move on
Red
the outside
Bull.
of Quick Tongue. He's gonna get the move done before turn 1. Is Quick Tongue still gonna send it? He's not.
Looked like there might have been a bit of contact between the two, but so far nothing doing as the Unknown has retired.
Wait, no, that's
on
in
the
circuit.
pits. You are right. No, that looks like it's in the pits. Is it not?
Oh, it is in the pits.
No, it's in the pits.
Oh, he's spun. Okay, that makes sense.
Interesting. By the way, can I just note something? If I go into the back of Bald Guy, James B, there isn't anybody.
What?
There's, like, nobody in that car.
Yeah, I know. I'm just slightly confused because I went on board with Butters, and Unknown's car is just parked in the middle of the pit lane.
But luckily that's cleared up, and obviously no safety car due to him retiring in the pit lane. So far that is not going to hurt anybody's chances. But meanwhile, is the DRS available?
Yes,
it is available, and Frizy is now going to be a little bit under pressure from the Ferrari of Bald Guy, and also his teammate of James B. Is Bald Guy having a little look into turn 13, but nothing doing. Does he have a good run out of the exit of the final chicane? Not quite, so he's not going to be able to make the move as of yet. No, he's not. For the back, though, could Arabian Killerack possibly go for a move? No, actually, he doesn't. He actually got overtaken by Wavy.
I know you've noticed this, but did you notice on the exit of turn 4 near the wall that there's the painted words on the outside of the rumble strip?
It's also there at the final chicane and also at turn 7. I've definitely noticed that, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
it literally
back
says...
over at the front, there's a battle heating up a little bit. Titan has caught up to the back of Mixer.
Ooh. Grab the popcorn,
This
folks.
could get a little bit tasty.
Yeah, definitely.
As Titan is going to have the DRS down this straight as he flips it open now, and he is gaining on that. Aston Martin is going to be close enough to possibly look for a move into the final chicane. No, he doesn't, and it looks like he's actually gonna utilize this final chicane and possibly go for the move. He does hit the wall, and that's compromised his exit, as now Titan is closing onto the back of the Aston Martin. Can he possibly have a look into turn 1? No. Thinks better of it. That would have been a little bit of a risky dive down the inside. But he doesn't think risk, he thinks more reward.
Bald guy, wow, English, but bad.
Looked like a pretty easy move from the McLaren, and he moves... Looked like a pretty easy move from the McLaren as he moves himself up into P5 in this race and is now going to try and chase after his own teammate in this race.
Yeah,
and well,
back,
things are starting to spread out a little bit.
They're slowly catching up to this group.
They are, as Wrath is like all over the back of QuickTongue as of right now. He does have the DRS, but so does QuickTongue, and that's certainly not going to help him. So we'll have to see how that pans out. The DRS train is here, everyone, and it's going from Frizy all the way down to Wrath. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, battle for the lead shaping up once again. Is Titan closer to make a move on Mixer into the final chicane? He has the DRS. He's actually not using it.
Mixer's
this could be a little bit of tactics.
Oh, he got front wing damage from that collision with the wall.
Did he? Did he?
I'm calling
Meanwhile,
it,
the two McLarens have swapped. The two McLarens have swapped, and yeah, that's front wing damage. From the front row and leading the race, and now that has turned his race upside down in the lead, now goes to Titan and the Alpine, and he now leads 7 seconds ahead of One Underdog, which, speaking of which, One Underdog has yet to pit in this race. Yellow flag in Sector 1, and QuickTongue is round.
What happened?
Exit at turn 2, he might have just lost traction and looped it, and that's going to relegate him down to P10, maybe even P11, as it's close between the AlphaTauri and the Alfa Romeo. Hitting the wall a little bit. I'm not sure if that could possibly cause a little bit of front wing damage, but looks like he's going to stay ahead for the time being, and he's back up into the points. But right now, both AlphaTauris are now in the points as it stands for the time being.
Coming out of turn 7.
He is clearly struggling with grip as the AlphaTauri, and we'll have to see how he's able to mitigate that. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a battle now. There's a bit of a battle forming now for P2 in this race, as James B is on the back of One Underdog. Both have to pin this race. James B not able to make those softs work, but he is making those softs work in terms of grip and in terms of speed, and he easily clears the Aston Martin. He's up into second place, and One Underdog has nothing to challenge that.
Yeah, and of course...
As meanwhile, Sprightly's in the pits.
There's only one detection zone. As Mixer's going to get another time penalty. He's pushing hard. That's understandable.
He is. Sprightly not having a front wing change, so this is a scheduled pit stop, and he's gone on to the medium compound of tire. So he can easily go to the end now. So far, everyone just kind of keeping it clean now for the time being, as Arabian Killer gets past Wavy, actually, at turn 3? Actually, something's happened with Wavy. I think he might have front wing damage now. That grip clearly not... He is losing a lot of time. Yeah, he's got front wing damage.
Yeah. That's left end plate.
Not what the AlphaTauri wanted.
No, his Mixer's going to get around Arabian Killer Rag before turn 8.
Pretty easy move for the Aston Martin, and he moves himself back up into the points-paying positions. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th all right now in a train. Who's going to win? One Underdog clearly not having the pace, as James B is bolted away from these guys, and that's allowing Frizy to close onto the back of the Aston Martin. Is he going to be close enough to make the move? Not quite. He's going to possibly try and set up the exit out of the final chicane. He gets a really good exit, does the McLaren. Not so much the Aston Martin, as One Underdog covers the McLaren off, but that's not going to stop Frizy from making a move down the inside into turn 1. That's an easy move. Meanwhile, Wrath and Bald Guy going at it. Contact between the two. Wrath gets a 3-second time penalty. Bald Guy stays ahead, but that has cost him a lot of time as they've fallen out of the DRS. Yeah, I was on board with Bald Guy trying to get a better camera angle of that battle, and I saw on the left-hand side of my screen just a Red Bull front wing just come out of nowhere. Wavy's into the pits, by the way, so that
Also,
is confirmed that he did have front wing damage.
Underdog's the only guy that hasn't pit yet this race.
Clearly going long, but it looks like as of right now that's not really paying off as he still has to pit. So does James B, to be fair. So
well,
he's
if
not
James
the only
B,
one.
I think if James B pits, he's going to come out behind Quick Tongue as my headset decides to beep in my ears saying that it's dying. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Headset saying you're welcome. But nonetheless,
one
underdog is closing back on the Frizy, and that's
flag.
going to be an easy move for the Aston Martin.
Whoa,
and he moves this. Oh, that's front wing damage for Frizy!
What's your-
Hits the back of the Aston Martin, and that has cost him.
I'm going to clip that for assurance purposes.
Yeah, might need to, as that has completely unsettled one underdog, and that has ruined Frizy's race. If you remember last season, he got a podium here. He grabbed second place, but that has absolutely ruined his chances of possibly getting second place or even a podium in this race, unless a late safety car happens and all hell breaks loose. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Nico,
but he's all the way down to P12.
Anything can happen.
That is true, but, well, unless someone just decides to loop
wait,
it.
who's this guy?
Not... What?
Who's Caesar? He just came out of nowhere. Well, he's gonna look for a move in the
Oh, you're right, he is.
9.
And he's going for a move. He's making a statement here in Canada, and he easily clears the Red Bull of Wrath, and he moves himself up into the top 5. He wants to go back-to-back on the podium, doesn't he?
Yeah, Underdog really struggling right now on these 21-lap old mediums.
It looks like he might get cleared by the Ferrari. He doesn't have the ERS, however, so it looks like... Oh, James B's into the pits, by the way. James B is in. So that could possibly be another set of soft compounded tires. We'll have to wait to see. No! Mediums for the McLaren. Meanwhile, Raph going back at the AlphaTauri. Red Bull and AlphaTauri going at it as Caesar defending the inside. Raph trying to go around the outside in their turn 2, and it just hasn't worked out. Though it looks like Caesar got a little bit squirrely, and that's going to invite Raph a little bit. But it's not going to be the case. Caesar stays ahead as Butters now gets a 3-second time penalty. And all this battling, by the way, I just want to mention,
holy crap,
all this battling that's going on. Yeah, there is a huge gap. Caesar's going for a move on Bald Guy. All three of them all got DRS. It looks like Caesar might get ahead of the Ferrari. No, he's not. Actually, he's still challenging by the Ferrari. He's got it, and now it's checked out Bald Guy and Wrath. And where's Mixer come from? He's coming out of nowhere. He's joined this fight. Mixer can still get something out of this as Wrath dives down the inside on Bald Guy, and he gets the move done. And look at Mixer. He can still possibly get a podium, and Bald Guy gets a penalty, and other people get further penalties, but Mixer not able to make the move just yet, as Bald Guy also looking for a move. Actually, no, Mixer is going to go for the move. Bald Guy's gone into the pits, and so has one underdog. So now, Caesar is now in P2, ahead of Wrath, ahead of Mixer, ahead of Slow and Steady. Mixer, I don't know where he's come from, but he's now challenging for second place. He can still get a podium out of this.
So, one thing I just want to note right now, though. There is 3 drivers out of 14 that don't have a time penalty. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
And Arabian Killer is out.
Oh, no. Oh,
Safety car.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And no, I'm not making any sort of impressions at all or nothing. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, okay? Go away.
One thing's for sure, though. I'm pretty sure Titan wouldn't mind this. 18 seconds ahead of Caesar. He's got a free pit stop in hand. He can easily go on to softs.
Yeah, exactly. One other thing that we could do, just to spice this up, we could invite Wah for the last remaining laps.
I mean, things are already spicy as it is.
I mean, we could add more spice to it, though. Just think about it. The flavoring.
I don't know. I'm not genuinely sure, but safety car is now going to bunch everybody up, and everybody's actually going to pit, by the looks of it. Yeah, Caesar's in, Wrath is in, Mixer is in, same with Slow and Steady. Does his teammate of Quick Tongue follow suit? Yes, he does. James B staying out. That's actually not that bad of a call from James B. He's only got 1 lap on those mediums.
Oh, yay. Okay, I'm happy.
Just saying, we have a dark horse. We might have a dark horse. James B on the mediums. He doesn't have to worry about tire wear. He doesn't have to worry about drop-off. He can just push. It's just a matter of if he could keep Caesar, Wrath, One Underdog, Mixer, Ball Guy, all these guys behind him. Well, actually, Ball Guy stayed out. He's obviously on a set of mediums, fresh mediums, only one lap. But this could get very interesting. So most people starting on the soft, well, except for an AlphaTauri. For some reason, Wavy's on the hard.
But oh.
Not sure what's going on there.
Second because what is going on with my cords? I'm gonna worry about that later. Yeah, no, I okay. We're gonna go. We move. We move.
Yeah, your
for
brain
the sake of everything,
is clearly not functioning.
No, really not. It says Bois is in a party, but he's also... I'm confused. Okay, there we go. It said Bois was in a party when I went to go invite him, but he was in game chat. Like, hello? Don't lie to me!
Well, you know this game. It's
no,
weird.
No, I'm talking
it's gonna be like that.
Xbox still.
Still?
It's not the point.
By the way, can we just take a moment and just realize that James B is feeling the porpoising effect?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, James B, Mixer...
It's even... Nah, I'm sorry. It's funnier on board. Because he's actually... Like, if you look at the suspension, it's actually bouncing.
I know, that's what Mixer was doing
hilarious.
On the grid. Like, if you watched him on the grid, like, go back and watch the stream, when they do the race start, you can see Mixer just start porpoising on the start. Like, hasn't even moved off the line. He's just sitting there going, doing, 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 doing. Uh-oh, Sprightly. I got you, buddy.
Get in, back in.
I got you, buddy.
Everyone thought that the Mercedes porpoising in 2022 was bad. How about 2021? The 2021 game,
so
in general.
I'm gonna be honest.
He's not even moving, and he's porpoising.
I watched FP1 today, and I was surprised the top 3 was Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm not sure where Mercedes come from in that situation. Obviously, first and third kind of makes sense, but yeah, it was a little interesting.
Well,
we'll have to see how that pans out in FP3
qualifying.
qualifying.
Everyone thinks it's gonna be like it's his teammate of George, like Russell. Like he's putting that thing where Leclerc did in 2020 for Ferrari. Like,
yeah, Russell definitely doing bits in that Mercedes as well. I think he's like P4 in the championship. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, safety car is in this
top
lap.
5. And the first 4 races.
So you're just gonna forget about Leclerc like that? Oh wait, no. Oh wait, you said in the top 5. No,
yeah.
My bad. Anyways, moving on from that. So
I know
it is Titan's discretion as to when they'll go. And it looks like Titan's already gone.
Yeah.
Oh, he has caught James B out. He has caught James B out massively. As he crosses the line, safety cars now resumes. He's already pulled the gap to a second. He's just absolutely gone. He wants this win, and he's going to have it by the looks of it. But race is resumed. And it's Titan from James B. from Caesar. Then it's Wrath P4 ahead of One Underdog and Mixer and Ball Guy. By the way, do not count out On Underdog and Ball Guy from possibly stealing a podium in this race, as they do not have time penalties. So be sure to watch out for that. Time penalties can still play a factor in this race. We'll just have to find out. As so far, everyone keeping it clean. Everyone pretty much single file. Except Frizzy's getting a little bit of a move on. He's already passed Sprightly, and that's the battle for the points. And the points is now being handed over to the McLaren for the time being.
So everyone pretty much has...
Oh, meanwhile, One Underdog dives down the inside on Wrath, and that's a good move from the Aston Martin. That's going to possibly help his teammate as well, as he's not able to make the move just yet, but he's closed onto the back of that Red Bull as Wrath is in an Aston Martin sandwich as it stands for the time being, as now Wrath is possibly having a look into turn 13. Nothing doing. One Underdog is now up into P4, and now Mixer's having the look. He's got the exit out of the final chicane through the Wall of Champions. He's going to dive down the inside. The turn 1 has the inside, and that looks like it's going to be an easy move for the Aston Martin, and it is. Mixer is back up into P5.
Yeah, just look at Wrath's POV and just Mixer just porpoising through the corners. Wow.
It do be like that. One thing's for sure, though, is that Mixer is being a little bit hampered due to him having 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Same with Quick Tongue, Butters, and Wavy. So we'll have to see how that pans out in the latter stages, as that could definitely play a factor as to where the positioning will be. By the way, can we just take a moment to appreciate James B? He's got 15 positions.
I told you. I told you. What did I say before the race started?
I didn't deny you.
What did I say before the race started? James B, driver of the day.
I didn't deny you, needless to say. Meanwhile, Butters and Sprightly going at it further back, and it looks like Butters is going to have the move on the Ferrari. Yes, he is, and he's now up into P11 in this race. He's now going to try and chase after Solomon Steady, which he's not even that far behind. Actually, no, behind Frizy, my bad. He's not that far behind. One person who isn't also that far behind is Mixer on the back of his teammate. They're actually going wheel-to-wheel down the main straight, and it looks like the Aston Martins are going to swap, and that is... Actually, no, they're fighting. The Aston Martins clearly not playing the team game. One underdog wants the position, and he's going to have the position. Mixer just has to stay behind them. It looks like he's got a really good exit at turn 2. It's going to go on the inside into turn 3 and turn 4. Nearly contact between the two Aston Martins. This is not what they want for their Constructors' Championship. Mixer gets ahead of one underdog. Big close, but no contact made.
That was unnecessary. Like... Instead of playing the team game, they fought for position and lost time to the guys ahead.
There's also something you need to realize is that one underdog, he needs to stay within the time penalties of the guys in front if he wants to grab this. Meanwhile, Wrath is going to try and grab P5 off of one underdog. He's all over the back of the Aston Martin, and one underdog does not have the DRS of his teammates. So that's going to really put him under pressure. It is active. I knew that.
You know, I don't know what's more entertaining to watch. The battle from 7th down or the battle from 6th up?
All of it.
Yes.
All of it is your answer. Quick Tongue gets a 3-second time penalty. Now Wavy gets a 3-second time penalty. So the time penalties are starting to ramp up once again. Wrath unable to make a move on one underdog for the time being. It looks like the bottom pack has really just been super tight, but they're not really moving, to be fair. Quick Tongue is not really that close onto the back of Ball Guy. Wrath gets another 3-second time penalty. That's going to put him up to 6 in this race. And that's certainly not going to help him. By the way, battle heating up a little bit for P2, as Caesar is on the back of the McLaren of James B.
Yeah, oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That hurts.
3-second time penalty for one underdog. That is going to cost him any chance of a podium. But he can still definitely grab a handful of points.
Though. He's sniffing the back bald guy.
Yeah, he definitely is, but it looks like is going to be able to make a move onto the Ferrari. They're both low on ERS. You can see the lights blinking on the back of the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari, but it looks like he's not even going to need the ERS. He's going to dive down the inside into the final chicane, and that's going to be an easy move for the Alfa Romeo. Oh, Frizy's in the pits? Something has happened to the McLaren.
That's front wing.
It is front wing. It's gone from bad to worse for the McLaren. Not what he wanted, especially from what he had last season.
No.
As now everyone, Ball Guy gets a 3-second time penalty.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I mean, does it really affect him?
Don't jinx him. Don't jinx him.
Alright, well, anyways. We'll move on from that. Meanwhile, battle still heating up once again for P2 in this race. Caesar still hanging on the back of James B. Does he have a good exit out of the hairpin? He does. Caesar could have a look on James B. They are tied on time penalties, I think. Yes, they are. So this is definitely for a position between the two. Caesar is gaining. He's gaining. Is it going to be enough? He stays behind for the time being. He's going to think about the exit. As Mixer grabs another 3-second. He's got 9 seconds worth of penalties now as Sprightly makes the move on Wavy. Caesar, however, unable to make the move on James B.
Sprightly gets a good exit out of the final chicane. He's going to get past Butters. Oh, Butters is going to fight him back, though. No, Butters just lets it go.
Not quite.
Well, he did into the braking, and he just backed out of it, so.
At a look. But it was just not enough, and that's Sprightly. Now back up into the points-paying positions. But look at this. Caesar is very close onto the back of the McLaren. Could he possibly have a look into turn 8? No, he doesn't. He's staying behind for the time being. And, by the way, something I want to mention. They're slowly catching up to to Titan ahead. It's nearly within a second.
Oh, that is within a second.
Titan softs may be going off in this stage of the Grand Prix on lap 32 and 35. But one thing's for sure is that Caesar might be the one to get him, not Titan. If Caesar can get past that McLaren, he's just so close. But it's just not enough, and he gets a really good exit out of the final chicane. This is Caesar's chance to make a move on the McLaren, and it looks like he is going to get the move on the McLaren, and Caesar is up into second place in this race. And James B has been relegated down into third, and now Caesar is going to try and chase after Titan for the lead.
He's already within a second.
It is super tight. It is super tight. Caesar just within the fringes. I don't think he's got DRS. I don't think he has it.
I don't think he does either.
We'll have to look. No, he doesn't.
James
no,
B
one
has
thing's for sure.
DRS,
He
which is
wasn't
going to
blinking
help
on the
him
main straight.
against Mixer.
Yeah, Mixer just all over the back of the McLaren for the as of right now. One thing's for sure, though, is that Caesar's still getting the exit that he needs. So Titan is now going to have a bit of pressure from behind.
James B will not have DRS going down the back straight and the main straight.
That is crucial. This is a yellow flag. His friendly is out!
No.
That is at the exit of turn 9.
Oh, look at Mixer. He's not going to look for the move.
Meanwhile, no. Oh! Caesar's round! Caesar's round at the final chicane!
No.
Could have challenged for the win, but it has all been thrown away.
Mixer
Are those
sends it
softs
down
gone?
the inside of James B into 1.
And that has gone in the way of the Aston Martin. He has now moved himself into second place, but with those time penalties, it's not gonna help him. It's not gonna help him at all. But
Mixer!
Mixer actually hit the wall.
Oh. Is that damage?
I think that is. He's understeering, and James B is back into fighting for this. Butters gets a 3-second time penalty. James B is still going to grab second place no matter what happens as long as he keeps it on the track. What an exhilarating last couple of laps this is. Wow.
I mean, I knew there was going to be
all that's happened.
I knew there was going to be a lot of action. I just didn't expect this.
Neither did I. But James B has the DRS on Mixer. Does Mixer have damage, though, is the question, though. James B for sure doesn't have any damage. Can he possibly look for a move as Mixer defends it? And it looks like he's going to hold that position as we're now going to start the final lap of this Grand Prix. And, well, everything can still change from here. And when I say everything, I mean it. Except for the one position that Titan has really been staying in this entire time. Meanwhile, further back, One Underdog and Wrath going at it. And One Underdog, contact between the two. Actually, Wrath has right side end plate damage. He's missing an end plate. There's a yellow flag in sector 1, so instead he's round. He is round and has lost a bit of his front wing for good measure. Actually, no, he hasn't. Never mind. I take that back. But that has relegated him down to P10, maybe even P11, as Butters now joined the fight. Caesar now grabbed a 3-second time penalty. What is happening in the latter stages of this race? Caesar now moves himself up into P5. He gets past Wrath. But out of all the drama, out of all the chaos that has happened, if there's one thing that has relatively stayed the same, it's for the lead. Titan, grab pole, led majority of this race, and he has really been the one in control. And these softs definitely have worked in favor for him as he's weaving on the main straight, and he's going to come across the line. He wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Mixer will cross the line in P2, but that will go to James B due to time penalties. Does One Underdog grab the position? No, he doesn't. He does not grab P3. So instead, Mixer will grab that final podium spot. One Underdog will finish in P4. Caesar will finish in P5 ahead of Wrath. Then Quick Tongue in 7th. Ball Guy in 8th. Wavy, P9. Slow and Steady and Butters. Well, Slow and Steady jumps up to P9. Butters outside the points. And same with Frizy. And, well, oh my gosh. That's all I got.
Yeah, definitely. See, I told you, James B, driver of the day.
Yeah, I cannot blame that at all. as well. From 17th on the grid to 2nd. That's quite an accomplishment. But unfortunately, he loses out in the Drivers' Championship. Instead, the Drivers' Championship has now been given to Titan, wins the Canadian Grand Prix, and the championship lead has gone back to him. But James B, damage limitation, will grab second. Sir, back on the podium from his DNF last week. He will finish in 3rd.
As I will invite the top 2. I almost said invite the game. Whoops.
Yeah, let's do that, even though he's in the game. Well, it was an exhilarating last couple of laps. But one thing that has stayed stationary is Titan. He took pole, and he takes the win here in Canada. James B from 17th to 2nd. That was quite the race from him. Damage limitation in the Drivers' Championship. Mixer will finish in 3rd, his 2nd podium of the season. One Underdog just finishing off of the podium. Then it's Caesar in 5th with Wrath 6th. Quick Tongue in 7th. Bald Guy 8th. Slow and Steady in P9 ahead of Wavy. Butters, unfortunately, missing out on what is his last race. And, well, I don't really want to say goodbye, but yeah, it's super unfortunate that Frizy finishes P12. We lost Sprightly, Arabian Killerack, The Unknown, Bois, Carbon, DeCoach, and Corny Table from this race. And what a race it was. I believe we're just waiting on everyone to join the party. So far, only James B has joined us. There we go. And we're just waiting on Mixer for the time being. I shall ping him.
Yeah, he got people.
Indeed he did.
I don't think he has a mic, does he? If I remember the last race he had.
We'll see. I'm asking him, so if he's able to join us, then that'd be great, but we'll see.
He did reply.
So that's going to do it on Discord then, and unfortunately I can't because I don't have a PC. I'm not that advanced right now.
Well, you'll get there. Well, anyways, since Mixer is unable to join, I'm going to make sure. James B, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, I can hear him today. We're good.
Beautiful. Then take it away.
Alright, congratulations on the race. Barely made it into qualifying. I believe you had, if I remember, 5 seconds to spare, and your name popped up in to the grid. What did you expect going into this race, starting P17? Were you expecting a podium, or were you just trying to get points?
Sorry if I sound a bit bugged out. I'm pretty much half asleep still. So I was just expecting points, really, to be honest. But I'm pretty strong at this track. I really do enjoy the racing here. So I knew if I just kept pushing hard, I can get up there. Wasn't expecting a podium, to be honest, but points, yes. But just, happy to have woken up finally and gotten back on the podium.
Yeah, definitely. It was interesting to watch. And I said before the race started, I said, James B in 17th. Watch him be driver of the day. I'm putting my money on it. And sure enough, he did get driver of the day. So,
cheers, thank you.
Anyways, next week we go to the British Grand Prix. Do you have any high expectations for that circuit?
Nah, probably mid-packer, I think. It's not one of my stronger tracks. But we'll just go with it and see how we go. Hats off to Titan. Good win as well. So
yeah, definitely. We'll have to wait and see, as I believe I did see Mixer join.
Correct.
He did. We discussed it. He's gonna type what he wants to say in the chat, and then I'll just read it off.
Okay. Minico, do you have any questions for James B?
Surprisingly enough, I do.
Oh.
So, yeah, I know it is. So, 5 races have already passed in this championship, and as of right now, thanks to a 3rd straight second place, you are now currently sitting second in the championship, just a couple points adrift of Titan. What do you think of your hopes this season? Do you think you could go for that championship once again and possibly clinch it? Or what are your thoughts?
I'm thinking it could have been a hell of a lot worse if I hadn't woken up in time today. But so I'll take it for what it is, and I think I can keep pushing hard and be there at the end.
All right, well, that is definitely good to know. So that is your hope, that's for sure. And congratulations on another podium, your 2nd straight P2. That win will come.
Always a bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah, we'll have to wait. As I'm just waiting for Mixer to type up what he wants for the stream. I'll just have to wait on that. But we can move on to the winner of the Canadian Grand Prix. You're the only man. I mean, it's only been 5 races, but the only man to take 2 wins this season. And, well, it was one heck of a win by getting the strategy right. And before the safety car, by leading almost 20 seconds ahead of the next, then the safety car came out. You played the strategy once again, and it's gone in your favor. And you grab another win and the championship lead. Tell us, how was your race?
First off, I want to say my butt is numb. I can barely sit down right now. I need to get something better than a metal chair. But yeah, no.
Yeah, that might do it.
Yeah, no. The track like Canada, it's easy. It's better for you to be consistent and go 90% pace than like slam into the wall at 100% pace. I think that's what. Or no offense to Mixer, this is me complimenting him. Me and him, I was pushing him to his. Hopefully, on my part, I'm hoping I was pushing him to the limit, and that's why he hit the wall. I'm hoping that's the case, just to stroke my ego, but most likely it was just a simple mistake, and he had to pay for it. But this Canada is one of those tracks. If you minimize mistakes and keep your nose clean and just keep a decent pace, then you'll be able to get a good result. I'm lucky enough that I kept it consistent and somehow ended up in first.
And ended up in first, you did. And, well, it was definitely the win you would have wanted. Next week, we go to the British Grand Prix. Do you fancy your chances of going for 2 in a row and your 3rd win? Or do you expect this to be a little bit of a slow one?
I'm hoping to make it 2 in a row to extend my lead. Hopefully. Everybody hopes to win multiple races in a row, but a track like Silverstone being rain happy and ruining everybody's day, I expect an unexpected winner next week. I don't know why, but I feel like there's going to be an unexpected winner next week.
Quote that from Titan himself for expecting a surprise winner. We'll have to see. Redeemer, do you have any questions for Titan?
No, sir.
All right, with that then, congratulations on your win once again. You're grabbing your 2nd win this season. I have gotten word from Mixer. He told me what he wanted to say. So, what Mixer said for his race is that he had a good race after hitting the wall of champions. He had some damage, had to pit. From there, he just pushed. I'm not going to say that word, but he pushed to the absolute maximum to get back up to P4 to P5. The safety car saved him, and from there, he was just trying to get past his teammate and up into the podium position, so that pretty much confirms that there wasn't really any team orders between the 2 Aston Martins. But, nonetheless, it was a great comeback from the Aston Martin as he grabs another podium, bouncing back from DNFing a week ago, so congratulations to him. And congratulations to James B on another 2nd place. And, of course, congratulations to Titan on a win. And that's going to be it for Tier 4 here tonight, but be sure to tune in around just over 20 minutes time, actually, for Tier 3, as they shall rip around the hybrid street circuit of Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Then tomorrow we've got Tier 2 and Tier 1, as they shall see how they get along the Canadian Grand Prix. Next week, we go round again to the birthplace of Formula 1, the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, starting with Realistic on Thursday. And then we come back here once again, and as Titan said, we could see a surprise winner. But from Redeemer and I, that is everything. Good day, good night, see you in just over 20 minutes.